don't want to scare you. We come in peace. We're trying to show the world that you exist. If you are Mr. Stribling, if you are the ghost of the Civil War time period, the lovely home of Mr. and Mrs. Stribling, which, if I say so myself, it is a very beautiful place.
Yeah. Well, especially the condition. All right, buddy. After you.
All right. And before we walk in, I want to say, if anybody out there ever wants to view this place, it don't cost anything to tour it. If you come on the day that the lady that runs it is not here, her number is on this piece of paper in the window. Call her, she'll come let you in, tell you the history of what Clifton used to be, and what went on in Clifton.
Basically, if you want to know more.
All right, guys, come on in. There's a lot of history that went on in this house, and what I mean by that is all of Mr. Stribling's books that he did. Now he won the big award. Chase, what was that award again?
Hold on. Let's just walk over to it, guys. I'm sure remembering this, but won the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big deal.
Well, and pretty much, let's say, someone correct me if I'm wrong, for writers, that's kind of close to, how did you describe it, Kinley, how did you describe that?
It's similar to a Nobel Prize. But
similar to a Nobel Prize for writers. So that was a big deal. The lady told us he would write about things that was going on in Clifton at that time.
Yeah, he would write about the truth about the South, not no political stuff, not no, just the truth, where nobody else would do it. And that's why, pretty much why he won that prize.
Yeah.
Because nobody else would actually tell the truth in their books about certain towns or whatever, but yeah.
So, a lot of things in here, catch my attention. If Biggin, it is. If just so happens it's possible, it is Mr. Stribling, the man in white. Attachment is absolutely everywhere.
Yeah. It could be anything. It could be like, who's to say these glasses right there could not be his? Or that was his favorite book. We just don't know. Okay? And say, for instance, it's not Mr. Stribling. Say, for instance, it's the man in white from 1864. This property was still here. This house might not have been. Just because the house wasn't, don't make the house haunted. So, it's on the same grounds. So, we got two stories that could possibly lead into one.
We do.
So,
please, guys, if y'all know anything that we don't, please share this video, comment.
And
we love to hear from you guys.
If you're on our YouTube page, there is an email in it. Click it. Email us if you don't want to comment where the public and the whole world can see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Biggin, let's just, I say from this point, let's just continue going around the house.
Yeah, let's view a shot.
I call it the house, the museum, but
it's a house, a library, and a museum.
I'm Old Town South Chase Barrow. We started this channel because we want answers. We started this channel because we live for this.
I'm big in 5'10". And we started this channel to prove to the world that spirits exist.
And this is Southern Ghost Riders. It is. It's actually rumored here at the T.S. Stribling Museum. The spirits, if there is one here. The crazy part about this story is a lot of people have their different takes on it. According to where we get a lot of the information, especially for this, was hauntedplaces.org.
Check that place out, it's very cool.
It is cool. A little disclaimer. There's not a lot of information. We actually had a difficult time finding why maybe is this place haunted. We had trouble finding accounts. But here's what we do have. As said in our first video, the ghost of a man in white roams the wooded area and field behind the library branch. So it's cool to now know that we have the right place now. So the T.S. Stribling Museum used to be the public library back in, when did she said it was built in
it was built in 1924. 1926.
The place, and Kelly, if you would get a shot, the place was, the place, according to what we was told, was actually built in 1926. So that's really cool that the place is actually still in this great of condition. I mean, you go in there and you know you're definitely in an older house.
Before it was a museum, it was a public library. Now, before it was a public library, it was the home of Mr. and Mrs. Stribling. And they built this place, like what Chase said earlier, back in 1926. Now, this property and land, obviously, has been here for quite some time. So 1864, roughly around the time the Civil War started, which is what the rumors in town was saying, that's when the man supposedly buried money here. And he roamed, as he said earlier, the edge of a wood line or the edge of the property or something like that.
And she said that could possibly be a man named Mr. Youngblood? That's what she said?
Which she said possibly could have been a banker. Now, don't quote us on this information. We could have misunderstood her.
Absolutely. Don't do
So I'm saying if he...
The information on this is kind of vague.
Yeah. If the figure walked the wooded tree line, I want to say back in 1864, that road was not there.
Mm-hmm.
So if he buried money, if he buried whatever, it could be under that road for all we know. If that's even true, that somebody like us put that information on that site.
So in our goal in this, if we had hopes to maybe get anything, because we can't pinpoint who the man in the white is, who is this man people are seeing, our best educated guess is A, Mr. Youngblood, looking, the attachment being the money, the cycle repeating, him looking for that, people seeing him, catching glimpses, or Mr. T.S. Stribling himself.
Because we heard that he wore white a lot. He had white hair and everything else.
Yes, the lady here that was kind enough to let us have access to this museum actually did tell us he wore white a lot. He, correct me if I'm wrong, he passed away in Florence, Alabama.
Yes.
But he's buried
here in
Clifton.
cemetery of Clifton, yes.
But they lived here.
Yes.
And a lot of Mr. Stribling and his wife's, I can't remember her name. We'll get that here in a minute. We'll get back to that. A lot of their possessions are still here.
Yes.
A lot of them.
And he was a very big, well-known writer.
So, Biggin, let's just, I say from this point, let's just continue going around the house.
Yeah, let's view a shot.
I call it the house, the museum, but...
It's a house, a library, and a museum.
Biggin, do you, Follow me when I say this. How do you feel?
Really?
You feel okay?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not get spooked. It's just so much history. I mean, it's kind of very great. Now that could change. They also said that this was the spot where he did most of his thinking, his writing. And these is a bookshelf.
If y'all helpful, we can get a shot here.
I don't know how the lighting is, but that's where he sat. Stuff.
Could it now? She told us these. Didn't she say these are genuine?
Yes, those are
Yeah.
genuine, real.
Kinley, did you catch when she said who painted these?
I didn't.
I didn't catch that either. So again, guys, that's one of those things. Some of y'all are gonna watch this and be like, "It was so and so." We have been flooded with a whole lot of information. So please, anything y'all want to add, leave it in the comment section. So we're just, we're admiring this opportunity and the history here. One of our goals, we're gonna look for what room do we have the best chance to possibly get some communication, maybe a sign, anything. What we're about to do now, we're actually going to try something we've never done because we have enough people this time to do this.
Finally,
the riders, we're going to split.
I will be going upstairs, and O-Town will be covering the bottom floor.
I'll be covering the bottom floor down here. Kind of to hopefully the goal will be to get two different perspectives and kind of to get more filming going on. So
yeah. All right, guys. As Chase does the bottom floor, me and my camera guy will go upstairs. So let's go.
How do you turn the what?
As y'all can see me perfectly, I can't see a thing in the world.
Either can I.
You know what? I'm not going to use a light, period. Since my hero is Zach Bagans, he don't use a light. Let us go. And guys, I know I don't want to make a truly, fully documentary video. But there's just so much history here. You got Civil War on this land. You have the lovely couple, husband and wife of the Striblings, and the history that's just in this house that's sitting on the land that has so much more history from the Civil War time period. It's just a history battle collide, and definitely come check it out. But right now, don't know if this is anything, but the lady that runs the place says that she's heard pops and everything. It is a very old house, I understand that. But at the same time, she's also mentioned something has fell off. In this room we're about to go in, they are books. A lot of books. So who's to say a book hadn't fell off? As we go. Okay. Are there anyone in this current room right now? In my hand is a ball. I don't want to scare you. We come in peace. We're trying to show the world that you exist. If you are Mr. Stribling, if you are the ghost of the Civil War time period, in my hand is a ball, and it'll light up just like this. When I put it on the floor, all you have to do is just touch the ball. I'm going to set it down now, and we wait till it turns off. Could be a few seconds. And yes, for the viewers, that is a cat ball, but it works. Okay, now all you have to do is just touch it. Don't be scared. We come in peace. We just want, if you want the world to know that you're still here, then we want the world to know that you're still here. So just touch the ball. And as you are doing that, I will be getting something else out that's a little more easier than touching the ball if you don't have enough power to touch the ball. In my hand, it will beep when I hit this button. When you get close to this, it will beep. It will beep just like that. All you have to do is get your presence around this meter, and it'll start beeping like it just did. Now I'm going to set this meter right here next to this mannequin's head. That's creepy enough. Okay, I'm going to back away in case you don't want to come near me. So you have two things right now. You have the EMF meter that you can get your presence around and it will beep. Or you can touch the cat ball in the floor. If you want to watch it roll, just hit it and it'll roll across the floor and it'll light up. That'll let us know that you are here. And we won't ask much questions if you don't want to talk. But if you do, hey, we have good ears and we can listen pretty good. I'm going to ask some questions. Either the ball in the floor, touch it, or make this meter go off. Is Mr. Stribling in this house still, currently? Is the spirit from the Civil War time period? Are you still here? Or is anything else here that everybody has forgotten about or is just not telling us that what went on this property, this ground, pre-house or now? Just, if you could, make something happen. And if you don't want to touch the ball, and if you don't want to get around the meter, just make a pop. Just, what's that? Is that me? Or is that the floor? We are in a very, very, very old house.
I think it was the floor.
Let me get back where I was. I'm trying to debunk this for y'all, okay? And for me too. Stand here and I went, that's to be continued. But if there's anything in this room, just check on the wall if you don't want to touch that or get near that. That's what that was. That fell over. Yeah, the EMF meter fell over. That, no, don't necessarily mean something touched it. I mean, I leaned it up against the mannequin's head. It probably just fell over.
All right, guys. So we're gonna take the bottom floor here. If you do hear a little distant talking, that's my buddy Biggin up there. They're taking the top floor, checking that out. There's this one particular room that really catches my attention, and I believe it's possibly where his wife stayed. So let's go look at that.
They are books. A lot of books. So who gets that book that fell off? There we go.
Whew. Call it nerves. I don't know. This is the room for me that gives me a little bit of makes my hair stand up a little bit, especially while it's in the dark here. Again, call it nerves, but this, we're gonna try our best to get a shot here. This was actually his wife. Again, like I said, we were thrown a lot of information, so it's hard to remember. I can't quite remember her name, but the lady that works here at the museum confirmed this is her. I was taking the best educated guess, guys. This was some of her wear. Let's see what we can get. Mr. or Mrs. Stribling, my name is Chase. Me and my friend have a paranormal YouTube channel. We would like to hope to maybe, if there's a possibility, people are still seeing you guys roam this area. A lot of people have a lot of different stories and takes. Are either one of you the person in white that roams this area that people have seen? Anything, any sign, a noise. So what I'm about to do.
But the light went off too, didn't it?
No, the light go off.
Okay.
See, so when you get near this, it'll go, and it'll make that sound. But don't get scared, nothing will happen. That's just for us to not necessarily feel, but see your presence. And know that something is here. But hey, take your time. We're on your time. We're trying to let the world know that we're not the only ones living here. Okay, I'm going to try something else. By the way guys, if y'all hear anything, as I shift back and forth, you hear some very low rumble and creak. 1924, very old. So, in never before seen footage of Southern Ghost Riders, I've never brought this device out. This is a tape recorder, or a voice recorder. We don't have tape recorder anymore. This is a digital voice recorder. You've seen them on Ghost Adventures, Taps, Ghost Nation. You know what this is. Turn it on. I believe it's on. I'm sorry guys, I want to use my phone to see if it's on. Okay. Alright, it is on. Are there anyone in this current room right now with us? Are they a name you could give us? Could you possibly tell us if you're a nice entity or a bad one? If you're mad, if you've left this world and didn't tend to your business and now it's unattended? Are you mad that you didn't finish out what you wanted to? Are they anything? Could not be the two people I just mentioned. Are they anything with us right now? Alright guys, I'm going to hit stop. Is anyone with us? I feel like you need to say something. Are they anybody with us? Civil War time period, Mr. Stribling, anybody? For anybody that's watching on here, That's why that saying, why is he redoing this? Is because my smart self didn't hit the record button, I had to play. That's why.
Hey, Biggin.
What?
I just saw go across the camera screen. I don't know if it was a bug, but it was like a light orb went straight across you.
Straight across me?
Went straight across the screen from about that mannequin head straight over.
Okay. Are you here? Was that you? I am standing in front of a window, so there's a couple things we could debunk or say it was a car passing by or something, but sometimes you can tell if it's an orb or a car light. I mean, it's obvious. But I'm going to hit stop and just see if we hear anything. Is anyone with us? Feel like you need to say something. Are they anybody with us? So what time period, Mr. Stribling? Anybody? For anybody that's watching on here, that's why that saying, why is he redoing this? Is because my smart self didn't hit the record button, I hit the play. That's why. Well, guys, that don't necessarily mean if the person didn't want, or if the person wanted to say something, that don't mean we didn't catch it. It could be on the camcorder. I mean, not every time are we going to pick up something on this, but before we leave out of this room and never return, can you make a knock? I won't move. Can you make a knock? Make the ball in the floor. It don't have to move. Just barely touch it and make it move just a little and it'll light up. Or get around the mannequin's head and let that meter start beeping. Once again, it won't hurt you. Now guys, that was a car passing by. Last chance. Fixing to leave this room forever. Something you want to say? Maybe we aren't welcome here. Can you make it go off to let us know to leave? Okay, guys. I guess they might not want to talk. And that's okay, because we're not mad.
I don't know if you'd be willing to maybe to show us something through this. We call this the spirit box, and this is an opportunity for maybe us to hear you through this. I'm about to turn this on. I'm going to adjust the temperature on it. Anything you can give me. Now I'm going to ask again, are you possibly here with us right now? Get closer if you can. Okay, I'm hearing something. I'm literally hearing something through it. Now I'm going to assume that the temperature, that's probably me, guys. Now I literally heard something, and it did sound like a man's voice coming in a while ago. Are you in here with us right now? Did your wife used to stay in this room a lot? It sounded like a yes, guys. Okay. Is this your wife's clothes? It sounds like I'm hearing yeses.
I had a full battery, and when I came in here and started recording it, it almost went dead.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So your camera kind of messed up?
Yeah.
Our intention's not to upset you. Now what about this here? I'm assuming this piano?
Yeah.
Piano? Did you sit here a lot? Was this yours? We literally can see a picture of what your wife used to look like. And even you yourself. Are you possibly still looking? Are you looking for something? Are you angry about something? We was told you didn't pass away here, but you were buried here. And of course, obviously, this being your house, we have a picture of you right here. Can you talk to us like you was when I first started? You seem to be answering yes when I started asking questions about your wife. Guys, it sounds like, I don't know how well this will resonate on the camera. When I first started this, when I was asking questions, I was literally hearing what, it sounded like a man's voice, and I was hearing like yeses. I really look forward to going back and watching that and listening real close to that. We're gonna go ahead and exit this room. Is there any last signs you can give us? Anything? Any last signs you can give us? Can you talk to us again? I know these are all you and your wife's possessions in this museum. Okay. It's real faint. Can we be a little more clear? Guys, whoo, I got a little sweat going right now. Oh, that gave me that, like, I was keeping it together good. That gave me the heebie-jeebies. I heard a man's voice through this.
Yeah, I definitely heard it.
You heard that too?
The first time, yeah.
Okay. Now it got a little quiet. It's like when I was here, like I said, I'm assuming this was her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I literally, like, shoes, I didn't even notice that, like I heard a man's voice through this. So, wow. Absolutely wow. Okay. Let's see what else we can kind of see around here.
I remember specifically the lady who let us in here she was telling us about how great Mr. Stribling's wife was. And an exact remark that she made was everybody loved Mr. Stribling's wife except for Mr. Stribling. So obviously, whatever happened, they didn't get along very well, which could be a cause for a haunting of this room.
And with that being said, that's not like, I guess we're not stating like 100% facts.
Right, of course, yeah.
We're
secondhand information.
Secondhand information. We're taking just kind of educated guesses. Wow, could it have been when I started asking questions and I was near her dress that triggered that if it just so may be, it triggered the spirit. So perhaps it could be when people are around here. That's how he could possibly roam this area. Maybe they see shadowy figures of him in here, or like I said, like the legend says, according to our research, him walking outside. All right. All right, guys. My buddy right here I literally hear him up here right now. At first, they was hesitant about us coming up here, but they told us we could. I hear my buddy up here talking. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna join them. Buddy, we're coming up. We're about to join you. Go and keep going. Go and keep it going. Keep it going. Don't let us stop you. Don't let us stop you.
Seeing this behind you has been freaking me out. I've been in darkness.
Is this rolling?
No. I've been in darkness.
Yeah,
He's been doing.
Hey,
not
roll
vision.
that. Roll that right now.
Well, time out. He just saw an orb pass across me.
Now I don't know if it was a bug, but I was sitting right here. So I had him in the shot.
Okay.
Straight across. I mean, just a straight. There could be a bug in here. I mean, that whole.
Yeah, right.
As soon as you told me that, electricity just I felt it.
Okay.
Trust me, I know what it feels like.
Okay, I know that's still going right. Okay.
Hey,
Josh, roll that thing. Trust me
watch
on
the
this.
hole that you're standing.
Of course,
in
yeah.
of.
Okay. 7 minutes. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So Biggin, I know obviously we've come up here and we've just joined. I know y'all been. What's been going on up here? Because we had some stuff going on down there.
So far it's just been kind of quiet.
Okay.
A lot of things was debunked. We thought we heard a knock, but it was the EMF that fell over beside the mannequin's head.
Okay.
The cat ball never went off. I even did a voice recorder that we've never done before on Southern Ghost Riders. But so far, kind of a quiet, other than possibly be an orb that went past me that the camera guy said. That's to be continued. That might be debunked as well. But
If you don't feel like if you don't feel like there's nothing up here, well, I can try the ghost box up here. I say we do that.
okay.
I want you to come.
Y'all come up
I
here.
want you to come down there with us.
Oh, I will, because there's
We
AC
got-
in there.
We got some. We had stuff.
Okay.
So, literally, here we go. Hang on. I'm gonna put it on that same setting. All right, we got a reverse. What's that? I was like, Megan? Somebody's talking to us, buddy. Somebody's really loud clear is coming through.
Once again, Chase, 2 inches from the hole.
Alright, here we go. Hang on, let me get a sweep going.
Put it next to the cat ball.
Reverse. So,
Less lighting, just in case. Yeah.
so Mr. Stribling, if you're up here, or if you're in this house or in this area, we heard you talking downstairs. Can you talk upstairs?
So once again, guys, like what I said, just because the voice recorder didn't pick up nothing, don't mean another piece of technology could.
We literally hear you talk. We hear the talking. Can somebody give me a light right here? Does it? We're having a hard time hearing. It's popping even bigger up here than it was down there.
Mr. Stribling, are you still in this home? This museum, this library, are you still here?
Would you be willing to react to this? Can you make this move? When this stops glowing, can you make it glow again? My sister was saying she had a full battery, and then after going into that one room, she instantly nearly lost all of her battery.
That's how spirits feed. They need power. They pull energy from people and electronics.
If I wouldn't have cut my camera when I did, I would have lost all the footage that was in that one.
Yeah.
Could the individual that was back in the Civil War time period, are you still here?
Mr. Youngblood?
Youngblood, possibly a banker.
Are you still looking for the money that was supposedly hidden around here? Go ahead. I got the cat ball here in my hand while he's doing that. We even have, I also noticed there's an EMF right here. My buddy said he felt literally energy go through him earlier. If you're here, can you show us
I'm hearing this full-on sentences, like somebody's talking. We picked up a radio station? Is that possible?
Well, I notice right now you're not on a sleep rate. Yeah, that sounds like one.
Perfect sound.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get.
That was distorted. Please, can you give us anything? EMF scale is regular right now. No spike.
Something's coming in. We are going to try this room to see if you're in here. If you're in the library section of the house. I will put my EMF meter in between the books here. I'm going to prop it up, so if it falls, guys, it's probably on me, not spirit. And I will put the cat ball right here in this floor. And once again, if there's anything with us, all you gotta do is tap it. And it will light up just like that. And all we want to do is talk. I'm going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. Anything you want to get off your mind, anything you want to say, now's the time to bare your soul. Are they anything currently in this room?
A lot of books. in this room, did you write any of these books?
Could you make one of the books fall off the shelf? There's one that's halfway sticking out right there. Can you make it go ahead and set it free? Now the lady that runs this place says that she hears pops. Well, that could be from the house, but she also said that she's heard like stuff getting like knocked over or
Coming from upstairs.
yeah. So are you knocking books off? What are you knocking off? Can you knock it off one more time for us, please? Are you mad that I'm sitting in your chair? Are you mad that I just picked up one of your books?
We'll ask one more time. Are you the person in white? We was told you wore a lot of white clothing. Are people seeing you? Why is there a story about a man walking in white on this exact location where we are?
You know, we asked a lot of questions about Mr. Stripling or the could-be spirit from the Civil War time period. But a question that I haven't asked, and I don't know about you, but is Miss Stripling here? Is the wife of Mr. Stripling still roaming these grounds in this house? Or are you the one making noise upstairs when she's trying to work downstairs?
I had a funny feeling when I was downstairs and heard what appeared to be a man's voice through the ghost box when I got near Miss Stripling's clothing. Did that bother you? Did that bother somebody? Or was I getting closer to what, maybe an attachment, possibly? Because there's a lot of things in this building, a lot of things that the family used to own. Lot of history. But the most history in Clifton is right here where we are right now.
Last time, we're fixing to leave this room as well as we did the other one for the last time. Are there anything you want to say? Do before we leave this room forever. Let's tell the world that you're here still, shall we?
This is last opportunity to make your voice known. Perhaps you didn't get to say something you wanted to say before it was your time.
Okay? Yes.
I guess that,
He or she or it does not want to speak.
or not in this room.
Not in this room. Me and Chase will travel back downstairs together. We haven't been downstairs together during the investigation yet. Oh. Whoa. I just heard something from that room.
You heard something from that room?
Yes.
What'd you hear?
I'm not trying to scare nobody, but I just heard a woman's voice from this room.
Why is it so down here? Is there something we're missing down here? I mean, here we go again. Biggin, I don't think there's nothing going on upstairs, but I think there's something going on downstairs.
Are you attached to the painting? To a book in here? Something.
Mr. Stribling, was that you we heard? Can you give me a sign on this EMF?
If Mr. Stribling is attached to anything in this house, it'll be to a book. It's not going to be his chair, it's not going to be his typewriter that's in the other room, it's going to be a book. And no, I'm not going through all the books, I'm not going to touch none of that. This is history. But if it'll be to a book. That's where my money is at. I heard a lady in this room. Could it be Miss Stribling?
My friend heard a female voice.
It was a faint voice / giggle.
Can you say it again? Man, like, we don't never get like just that many distorted voices.
You know, we all are in the South. And one thing Southerners like to do is pull up a chair and talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Dude, it's so funny. We're literally hearing a lot, guys, right now through it. It's so hard to understand through the naked eye now. When me and my sister was in that other room, I heard a yes. I was getting yes responses to questions.
If there's anything, and that covers all fields, if there's anything in this house, in this room, on this property, can you make the hair stand up on somebody's neck in this room right now? Whoever is more sensitive to paranormal, can you make every hair stand up on them right now? Pull their energy. You have all these batteries, all these lights, cell phones, cameras, full energy to talk, to make it light up.
Hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps that was it, right there. I think you try. If it just so happens, it's possible something through this. Don't touch this at a cat ball.
Maybe you have to have a lot of power.
But it really feels like something, the downstairs area, is trying to talk back. It's random and it's periodic.
Ever since she brought me in this room, I knew I wanted an investigation in here. I didn't really care about upstairs. I didn't in here for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know if an event happened or what.
Yeah.
But as we go in here,
We enter the last room here.
The last room. In here.
Josh, that camera's rolling. Give me a thumbs. Yeah. Biggin. I came in here. Of course, I immediately felt. I don't know. I just felt presence. Again, like I said earlier, call it nerves, call it whatever.
It's not nerves.
and I turned this on, and my sister even heard it. We was getting, I was getting like clear yes responses. What it seemed like through this.
Miss Stribling, if these were your clothes, which I don't know if you mentioned that, did you?
Pretty sure these were our clothes.
Are you attached to these dresses? The hat, shoes?
I just gotta take a
Up
moment.
there next to this pyramid thing too.
That's all right. I gotta take a moment and just admire, like, this is just, you see these off the movies, man. Like, look at the, almost kind of looks like the flapper hat. Like, what era was that? The flapper era? The 20s? Yeah. So, this might, yeah, you hear about in history class, and you see it on TV, like the flapper era. Very well might have it right here in front of me.
You know, I'm not going to touch this piano because there's a sign right there, but could you be attached to the piano? I can't touch it, but you can.
I asked a while ago, I said, I can see a picture of your wife, and I can see a picture of you.
Do you want to play him a song for one last time, for old time's sake? You don't need us to lift up this little door. Ring the notes.
Oh, you just gotta hold your breath through that. And yes, the note does start playing.
You ever thought just like, what if the piano just started like Great Balls of Fire, just started like breaking it down? Like, what would you do in that moment of time? Would you stand here all serious, or would you push the camera guy out of the way? Like,
What would scare me, more than that, what would scare me more is a ding.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, guys, it's time to go. Let's wrap this thing up.
You know, like,
No, he'd stick it out.
I'm not.
and these, if the Stricklings are still here, I think that's it.
Stribling.
Stribling, I'm sorry. If they are still here, or whatever is here, they might just not want to communicate. Well, guys, that was very interesting. Not just trying to find out if anything is on the property still or anything like that, but there's so much history is in this house, on this property, in this town. It's just, you take all that in when you're in there. And it's like when I was trying to ask, was there anybody still here? I mean, it kind of took away from the paranormal point of view, and you just and you're thinking about the history so much. And I think that was one of the cool aspects, because there was a few times where I kind of got spooked, and like my arm hair stood up a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was just a great place to be. And I recommend anybody out there, if you're around this area of Clifton, or if you ever travel to Tennessee and around this area, I would definitely recommend you check out the Stribling Museum in Clifton.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just again wanted to thank the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce for pointing us this direction and letting us know that our first video a year ago was the wrong location, but now we are at the right location.
Most of all, the lady that gave us access to this place.
Yes, and most of all, thank you to the lady that gave us access to actually go into a museum and actually get to do this. I mean, wow, we are absolutely honored. I mean, who would have thought we would have opportunities like this?
Yes. So thank you, Clifton.
Thank you. Absolutely. So, like I said earlier, Clifton is a beautiful town. Clifton actually holds a special place in my heart, and if we want to highly recommend if one is looking to learn more about T.S. Stribling, to learn more about the history of Clifton. A lot of that documentation and those records is here at this museum. You don't need an appointment. There is no admission. You can come in and sign in. So we highly recommend. Please come by. Please come by and pay this place a visit, especially if you find yourself in Clifton. So when we split in mine and my sister and our research in there, we had the most activity where the dresses of the wife was, and we got the most activity through the ghost spots. I was actually getting some guests. It really appeared that I was getting some guest responses to the questions I was asking. So big one. Haunted, the T.S. Stribling Museum, formerly the Clifton Public Library. Haunted, not haunted. Activity, no activity.
Well, with the little activity that you had, and me and Josh upstairs have, I want to say, could be a little activity. It could have been a bug going across the stream. It could have been
You always got to throw out the possibility.
a car going down that back road back here. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it could be possibly debunked. It could easily be debunked. But Josh said that he thought he saw an orb. As soon as he told me that, I kind of got eerie on my left side. Like my left side kind of lit up. What I mean by that, like my eyes lit up on my left side. As he said, the light, whatever that could be, wrong over. But I want to say activity, yes, but to classify it as haunted, no.
Classified haunted is no.
I think you should separate haunted and activity. I really do believe that.
I heard clear yes responses through that ghost box. Was it picking up something? That's absolutely a possibility. Am I going to say haunted? I'm going to lean towards no based off our experience tonight. People of Clifton, people of Tennessee, if you find yourselves in this area, enjoy the rivers and the beautiful scenery of Clifton. Come by here.
Yes.
Learn more about the history. But for those with the fascination of the macabre, you just might find yourself seeing a man roaming this area at nighttime in white. Is it possible that T.S. Stribling still roams this area? Is it possible Mr. Youngblood is still looking for the money hid and the cycle is repeating? Is Mr. Stribling still looking to write something, trying to finish something, possibly?
And I'll say this in closing.
I have one more thing. Go ahead.
Once again, thanks to everybody. If anybody that watches this would like us to do their house, anything, let us know, email us, contact us. There's an email on our YouTube page. If you type in Southern Ghost Riders, we have a fan page on Facebook. We're not hard to get in touch with. Okay?
Thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for all those who, in our past videos, has helped us. Thank you for those that's helped us film. Thank you to my sister who helps create our intro videos. We appreciate you guys. You know who you are. That's helped us out. Thank you to the fans that continues it blows our mind to keep this channel growing, and it gives us all the love that says, hey, look, it's the Southern Ghost Riders. When's y'all's next video? I mean, you guys are not sound a little corny, you guys are actually making our dreams come true. We've always wanted to do this. And thank you again for giving us access to this. Thank you, Wayne County and Clifton, for leading us to this spot. For the people of Clifton and the people of Wayne County, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It just so happens there is a spook near you.
And thanks again, and thank you everybody for this season. And what are we forgetting? Oh yeah. So next season, ride with us.